you might take a stand, about art in action. And sometimes the conversations that you have even before you come on air is, it kind of touches you even more before the conversation. But let's see how much I can get out of this young man for you. When he came in, he was so careful about his looks and all of that. And I'm saying this is a typical artist. Good morning and thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Okay. Are you always this calm?
Yes.
Very calm?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, before I want to learn and know you, before we get into that, so you're a painter, you're an artist. What exactly are you?
I'm not an artist me. That's what I usually say.
Artist you?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I do everything art, but I choose to do graffiti, portrait, and tattoos.
Okay.
Yeah.
So these are like three very different areas under the art umbrella.
Yes, please.
That means you really do everything art.
Yes.
Okay. What is the most challenging work under your scope? What's the most challenging thing you've had to do?
The most challenging among these three is the tattoo. Because that's the area where you can't afford to make a mistake.
Right.
Because it's like an additional form of work, it's not a subtractive. So the moment you deliver, you can't take it back. And I think that puts much better light and attention onto the other forms. Because if I have done it all these years, void of making mistakes, then I don't know what I can do with a painting brush that I can easily correct.
You've never made a mistake in tattoo?
I used to make mistakes in the beginning, but that's where you learn.
Okay.
Yeah.
And these mistakes, you identify them or the person getting the tattoo?
I identify
You
them.
identify
Yes.
them. Interesting. Yes. Now let's get to know you a bit. Were you born in Ghana? Do you live in Ghana?
Yes, I moved to the UK. That's where I'm based now. I came back to just touch base with my fans because I'm inclined, because I don't want to lose them, or I don't want to come back and seem like a stranger to them.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
So I was actually born in Sekondi, Takoradi. I'm a Fanti.
Okay.
And yeah.
What Fanti is in?
We're from Papewusi.
Papewusi. That's nice. Okay, so you're born in Sekondi. How long did you live? What's your growing up like in Sekondi?
Growing up in Sekondi, I was this laid-back, reserved type. I always say I was a loner because I was okay with my space, and I loved my space so well because I was always creating something, and I didn't want to be influenced by any other thing going on in my immediate environment. I could enjoy my own space because with nothing, I can create something. So I think the best person that made all this possible was my mom, because she never stopped me. Sometimes when she leaves me at home, by the time she's back, I've painted the bed sheet with her lipstick, and she should have beaten me, but she never stopped me. Yeah,
okay.
She rather gives me plain sheet, and she was a seamstress, so she will give me maybe some of the mistaken patterns that she's using to sew clothes, and she will pass on to me the tailoring chalk, and I'll be doing my thing, and she can contribute by saying, "Oh, if this is a goat you are trying to draw, I think the horn is so long, you make it look like a cow." So, so it was like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember I used to close from school, and she wouldn't want me to go play and get myself dirty and other stuff. So she would tie my feet with a measuring tape and tie it to the table.
Really?
So I would be under the table, I would draw and I'll pass it, get my answer and I'll correct. So before I know, it's evening time and we are going home.
Were you the only child?
No, I was the last one.
Of what? Of how many?
We are three.
We're three. Well, why did she have to chain you? You were that. I mean, for somebody who was calm.
Yeah, because she wouldn't. I was calm but very inquisitive.
Okay.
Like, let's say there was a cinema hall closer to us. I wouldn't go in to watch the movie, but I would take the tailoring chalk, go and lie down in front of the poster, and I'll be drawing either the Commando or the Van Damme on the floor, and I'll come back dirty and all that. So
you would say that where you are in life now, you're not surprised?
No, none of my friends are surprised. Nobody around me is surprised.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, from Sekondi, did you guys move out? Are you the only artist in your family? And you also mentioned that your mom was a seamstress. She's no longer a seamstress?
She is.
She is.
Yeah, but now we say she should relax.
Do they ever relax? Okay.
Yeah. In Sekondi, okay, you asked if there's an artist in the family.
Yeah.
I think my whole family, the entire family, everybody's an artist. And even the name that I carry, Papa Usi, that's my grandfather's name, Emmanuel Usesel. He is a pioneer at tech. They started tech before they added the science. It was an art school.
Okay.
with Ala de Glover and Atu de la K.
Okay.
But I don't know whether he didn't get the opportunity to meet me early or I didn't get the opportunity to meet him early, because I met him when I was to go to secondary school. So I moved from Takoradi to Cape Coast, and I lived with him for 3 years to go to secondary school. Okay. And I could feel that thing from him, that why didn't I get into this guy's life early to have been the one to streamline or fine-tune all this? Because he met me as a totally confused person who is doing the art for the art. But years into our meeting, I got to be streamlined, and that's where the whole thing came back. Like, okay, so I'm not just an artist so that I can paint, but there's a whole lot that comes with it. The talk, the way I think, the way I see things, how I will explain it. All these are forms of art.
Right.
But I didn't know them until I met him, because the way he think, the way he will talk to you, the way he will communicate something is different. And it was amazing. When I'm listening to him, it's like I'm watching a movie. Like, why did he say it this way? I remember there was a time he woke me up at dawn, took me to the bathroom. The toilet seat, yeah? And the ground was painted in oil paint. So when you sit on the seat, your feet scratches the floor. So it peels it somehow. And the peeling, he will ask you, what do you see? And I'll say, oh, it's like a hen and there are some chicken following. I say, okay, get a plain sheet and draw what you see. So it's just like looking into the clouds and you can see somebody riding a horse.
Right.
And I would say, do you see it? And they don't seem to see it.
It's just you and your thoughts. Is that not distressing? I'm looking at this and thinking that this is the person who will live in their head forever, yes, because what you see, I don't see.
Yeah. So now, what I do with that is that I employ them into my works. Right. And so you see differences. Okay, why this part and where did you get the idea? So that's how it works.
So let's go back to secondary. Where did you have your secondary school?
In Agri, Cape Coast. Okay. Agri Memorial, yeah.
Okay. Would you say that it was smooth sail? When you entered, you knew you were going to study what?
I knew I was going to study visual art.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you did graduate visual art?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, have you heard of any negativity about visual art in this country?
Visual art is negative. That's what we know. That's what Ghana knows. The reason why less attention and everything to their common visual artists in the school. Because in my time at school, if I compare the science lab to my visual art studio, it was nothing to be compared because there was nothing in my studio. What you can find mostly in my studio was clay. And so other students from other class could laugh at us and say, oh, so you paid all this amount to come and pound clay. Because we used to pound clay for our seniors. And because I was even good, I don't just pound. I pound and I have to do the assignments. But that was where I find solace. That's where I find joy, because some of the things that some students would bring to the school, I wasn't having. So instead of me to be in your midst and feel like, why didn't my mom get me this? I'd rather be in the studio and create stuff.
Creating stuff.
And it started like it was nothing until when it's break time, some of the students don't want to go back to their class. They want to stand in the windows and watch what I was doing. So I felt, okay.
By this time, you're about how old?
I was like, I completed school 19, so I was like 17, 18.
Okay. Well, what was your first major piece of work?
When I painted the Regional Minister of Western Region. Okay. Then Esther Lillian Cancer. Yeah.
Was it difficult? How many days did you use to?
It wasn't nice.
I mean, you're looking at it today with your artist's eye today.
Yeah.
But if you were to judge it then, at the time, you still say it wasn't nice?
Art actually was not supposed to have any form of judgment. It's supposed to be appreciated. But in Ghana, we judge art. Even those that don't know how to do it, we judge art. Just like the guy that painted Jackie Appiah, and I believe they have killed his spirit. I don't think he will ever paint any celebrity and want to give it to them because of how they handled him on the social media and everything. But within that same period, a young girl painted the first lady, and everybody was hailing that young girl. But that thing was even a caricature.
But you're judging it now.
Yeah, but I'm
learning
comparing.
From you, comparing in the sense.
But she had all the praise.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Let's go back to the secondary school. So this is what goes on there. Because already when you enter the secondary school and they offer visual arts, you can already see what's going on. Like, if they have to pick somebody because of sports, they won't take him to business class. They take him to the visual arts class.
You have my attention. Yeah.
You understand? And why? Because this guy that you picked is not academically right. You picked him for sports. Why don't you take him to the science class? But you offer him the visual arts course, because that's where you don't take serious. And it influences the whole class.
So if I understand you, you're of the view that visual art courses in general, in our secondary school level, or in every level in education,
in Ghana,
it's not giving, they don't give much importance to it as much as they give the other subjects in school. Okay.
But this is what they don't know. When you put a science student and a visual art student and a business student and say create something out of nothing, the visual artist will be the first to do something.
I agree with you.
And whatever that he will do can be sold. And if it can be sold, then it can earn revenue. If it can earn revenue, then it can affect the economy. And if it can affect the economy, then it can actually turn things around.
Do you think that you have to be born an artist, or you can be born without zero knowledge in artists and become a fine artist? Do you have to be born?
Everybody is an artist. The moment you are introduced to a particular environment that fans your fire, you can easily pick it. Most of our women today are good makeup artists. They didn't learn how to do makeup, but they know what is contouring, placing highlights and everything. It's art. If you can do it on your face, you can do it on a paper. But that mentality of they will say it's not nice, so you judge yourself before you even put the skill out there. That's what's killing the art industry right now.
Why did you leave Ghana? Why did you go to the UK? At what point in your life, your career, did you move to the UK?
I had to leave because I wanted to do something in Ghana, and I know I couldn't do it alone. I needed an NGO to support my cause. And I used something that is not right in Ghana against Ghana. That's what I'm trying to do, because Ghanaians like foreign stuff. So if I've been with you all these years and you couldn't place the value on me, I will leave and you will call me back. And when you call me back, you will place value on me. And you're only calling me back because I'm a Ghanaian who is in the diaspora. And you feel like, hey, he's a Ghanaian, like you see on social media. Okay, if that's what it is and you call me back, I'm back, but this is what I also want. What I want is that give me the opportunity and support the opportunity. Allow me the chance to visit all the secondary schools and universities that offers visual art. Let me speak to them. Let me use myself as an example, as an inspiration to them. This is where I was, and this is how far I've come. I've met this, I've worked for that, I've been here, I've done that, and you can do same. You want to know how you can do same? I started from here. I did this for this person. It was for free. It's not always about money. But that person's friend will see it, and he will pay for their friend and for himself.
So if I understand you, it's very intentional.
Yes.
You thought to leave the country, place value on you because you couldn't find the value here, and come back to want to, bring that value back home. Would you say that you're achieving? Have you achieved the thing that you're looking for?
I'm on course. If I've actually painted a king and I've met the president and we've done delivery and I'm here, I'm on course. If Ghana would appreciate that level, then Ghana should listen. Oh, he was able to do this and it was intentional. Then it means he's up to something. And is that something positive? Yes. If it's positive, then let's support the cause.
What was your first tattoo artwork? Do you remember it? And at what point did you transition from painting on papers to...
So for the tattoo thing, my brother had always lived in Europe, and he shipped a container, and it had this tattoo machine in there. I actually didn't know what, but my brother has a tattoo. Okay. And anytime I mention, he gets crazy, like, don't even try it. So...
What about it were you mentioning that he didn't want you to try?
Like, if I tell him, oh, it's nice, I would want to do it. Like, don't try it. He didn't want me to. So when the machine came, I knew I can't do it on me. But I'm an artist, so I would love to try it.
Okay.
So right after secondary school was when I got that machine. And seriously, I didn't want to come out of school and do what everybody offered visual art was doing. Because if they're not selling because they can't apply their skill to make money for them, they're doing something else. But I wanted to be an artist. I spoke this thing when I was in GSS, and it took effect. I was in technical skills class, and I'm not good with numbers. I don't like math. I don't like counting money, like count it and see if it's rich. Like, nah, but I like money. So I was in the class, and the teacher started with this Kofi stand at an angle of 45 degrees, and oh my God, the thing
If it takes 10 people to weed in 10 minutes, how many days will it take for the one that is sick to be healed to come and weed? Okay, I understand your frustration.
So I turned the back of the paper, and I started drawing the teacher. Mr. Lawe, shout out. So I was drawing him, and he came from behind and saw it. I was like, Anthony, so whilst I am busy teaching, you are drawing me. The moment he said me, I felt some joy inside, because now you know it's you.
He recognized it.
Oh, nice. But it didn't end well. I was beaten properly. And I cried. Everybody saw me to be that tough guy, but that moment I cried. So he hugged me and said, so you cry, what do you want to become in future? And I said, I want to be the best visual artist from Ghana, West Africa, to the world. I just said it. But I saw it right from that moment that it was happening. Because that was when I painted the then minister of Western Region. That was when everything started. I formed a group. I used to call it Adrat, because in Sekendi where I lived, the area was called Adra.
Okay.
So I called it Adrat.
Okay.
And the Adrat, what I do is I would take money from the kids, we buy paint and everything, and we would design a collage. And this collage, we copy it from one artist in the hood. May he so rest in peace, Mr. Jefferson. We will mount chairs. Yeah. We will mount chairs, Jefferson's, yeah. We will mount chairs, and we will peep through the window and copy the collage, and we'll go and do the same thing. So if Mr. Jefferson is selling the collage for $1,000, we're selling ours for 2 cedis.
Hey, bruh.
So we diverted the market. He got so angry. But still, that's how we do. So I started meeting people who were interested, because I was so young. I started this very young. And my mom would say, I don't know where you came from. Like, I was so young. And even at then, when I talk, it's like, you don't talk like your age.
Right.
Everything started happening. And I could see it. And I was wondering, is it because I said what I said? But that's power in words.
Words.
You know? And even before meeting the king and everything, before I went to UK, I had plans of, I want to meet the king, I want to meet the queen, I want to have an interview on it, and blah, blah. I listed this in 1st January. I have done all of that.
Beautiful. Do you remember your first tattoo work? The very first one you did? What did you draw?
I did a tattoo on the back of a guy called Ima.
Okay.
And it was supposed to be a cross.
Okay.
He laid it down, and I did a cross. We thought it was right, but the moment he got up, the cross was like this. Yeah.
Did he know? Did you tell him?
Oh, he knew it. And he decided not for me to fix it, so that he can always use that against me. And recently, he even posted it on Facebook and was talking about it. I said, yo, Ima, I will block you.
Your brother, why didn't your brother want you to talk about his tattoo?
Because he didn't want me to get it. Because he knew everything he does, I want to do same. Okay.
But he had it. I'm going towards the certain part where in this country, or maybe other African countries, then I may be wrong, but there's some perception about tattoos.
Yeah.
Is that what your brother had? And what have you been learning about tattoos?
It wasn't about the perception, but it was about the age.
Okay.
You are being influenced by what you're seeing. It's not like you really want it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so he was okay if you made a decision entirely on your own.
Yes.
What did he have? What tattoo?
He had an eagle and an anchor.
Eagle and what?
Anchor.
Anchor.
Yeah.
An anchor is what?
An anchor is that metal that they leave.
Oh,
the
right,
ship anchor.
right. Do you have tattoos now?
Yeah, I have. I have
How
like
many?
4 of them.
You have 4 of them. What do they mean to you?
I have one on my back that says ROG, which means Remember Me, O God.
Okay.
And I have a wing on my leg, which is a symbol of it serves as a catalyst in my life to everything I want to do. Because you know how angels move, like they can be here today, the next second they are in Spain, like they are like So that's, and I have the Jinya May, and I have the staff of justice.
Okay. Okay. What is the most fascinating thing if you're drawing on a woman? What do women like to draw? What inspires women to draw on their skin?
Tattoos?
Yes, the tattoos.
Women are beautiful people. Women used to be my inspiration for the art. And at a point, I feel like it limits me to the things I want to do because it can't be only women. And it was so because I lost my dad very early, so everything was about my mom.
Okay.
And the things that I hoped for my mom and the relationship that I hope my dad had with my mom makes me love women. I am a kind of guy that see women like, but people that need. So regardless of what a woman has, sometimes I feel like I can help every woman because it's not enough. Because you people need something every day, every second, every minute, every hour.
What do you mean? So that they don't think that you mean material?
No, it's not just material. The attention, the protection, the comfort. Because you people are divine. They will say, we put whatever in you for you to. But there are books that state that before then, women used to develop semen from their bone marrow to get themselves pregnant.
Interesting.
Yeah. So you don't need us like that. My theory, my philosophy is that we are built this way just so we can be like, I can tell you what to do and stuff. But women are the thing. A woman is the thing.
Are you married?
I'm not. I have a girlfriend.
Okay.
I have a sweet one.
Okay. Does she have tattoos?
A lot.
Really? Is she Ghanaian?
What you say?
Is she Ghanaian?
Yeah, she is.
She's Ghanaian.
Yeah,
She has a lot of tattoos.
Yes.
What's the most emotional tattoo drawing you've ever done?
What I did for my woman recently.
Really? Which one?
Yeah. She did a short sleeve of a dead tree with beautiful flowers.
A tree that's dead?
With beautiful flowers.
What does it mean? Did she tell you why?
It's something we discussed because she's coming from a different place, I'm coming from a different place, so we share. So this dead tree that's got beautiful flowers symbolizes the struggle in life and the hope ahead. Yeah.
Would you say that people should go for tattoos regardless?
Nope, it's a choice. Tattoo is you deciding to wear one t-shirt for the rest of your life. So it's a choice. You think it through. Can you do that t-shirt for the rest of your life? It's a choice.
Is it painful?
It's bearable. It depends on the mood. If you were convinced to do it, then it will hurt. If you decided to do it, then it's cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything at all you do that will make it very less painful?
Okay, there are numbing creams and other stuff. But what happens is the numbing creams, when I put it on your skin and I do the tattoo, if you are doing a colored tattoo, it affects the colors.
Okay.
It will make it dark.
Okay.
And tattoo is basically all about pain. So I don't know why people would want to use numbing cream and stuff. Because tattoo has got three major purposes: beautification, identification, and religious purpose. And so among these three, you will choose which one.
Choose which one that will motivate you to endure the pain.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, we're actually done with our conversation. The nicer the conversation, the shorter the time.
Yeah.
And so, how long are you in Ghana for?
It's left for just a week for me to go.
Okay. Do you have enough bookings for some paintings and all of that?
Yeah, waiting.
A lot of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're returning in a weekend and you're back in.
I don't know yet.
You don't know yet. How's your mom? She's fine?
She's awesome.
Okay. And your brother, he's good?
Yeah, he's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
But how can we? I know that because she did a tattoo for my friend Miss G.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
I love tattoos, by the way.
Let's get one.
So I'm always, you know.
What would you want to get if you wanted
something
to?
about my mother? It has to be a rose flower. I'd represent her as a rose flower. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
She passed, and so I'm just thinking about where. The confusion of she wouldn't like it, but I want to have her on my body and all of that. But we'll talk about that.
You can communicate with her. She will let you know.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you a witch too? Guys, I've had a great conversation. Tell us how we can follow you, how we can find you, and all of that.
You can find me on Instagram as @ashenso_gh.
Right.
You can find me on Facebook as Anthony Jefferson Hanson.
Okay.
That's
Ashenso basically means identity.
yeah.
How did you come by that name quickly?
Because I started with the tattoo thing,
Okay.
was the publicity thing,
Okay.
and I had to move to Accra with it, and